Hello amazing people, welcome back again to my channel. How are you all doing, guys? I hope you're all doing great. Thank you so much for joining me today again. So today I'm going to show you how to make this very trending maxi bubu, okay, with a v-neck collar and also a v-neck placket there, and also the patch design. You want to see this definitely. Let's just dive into it, okay? Now, so this is the print that I'm using alongside my working tools. So I'm going to be using about 2 yards of this print, just 2 yards with some inches here. Yeah, so I'm going to cut that out now. So I have my 2 yards here and I have it folded exactly into two. So like I said, just a little inches, about 4 inches extra, okay? So just trying to confirm it here. So you can see 36 plus extra 2 inches there. So I have 38 there, okay? Yes, so have it folded into two. So I'll go ahead and fold it again into four. So this will enable me cut for both my front and the back piece together. So that's just what I have here now, okay, folded into four. So the first thing I want to do now is to get my slope. So at that very edge, I'm going to go down by 1 inches. You can do 1.5, but I'm just doing 1 inches. Then I'll come to the other end and mark 3 inches right there, and I'll go ahead and connect my slope as you see me doing. So after that now, the next thing I want to do now is to indicate what my sleeve opening. So from that slope point, that will indicate a sleeve opening of 10 inches. But I'm going to mark it 11 actually because of the hemming. By the time you join at the top and at the armhole side, I will still come back to 10 inches. So that point of my sleeve opening line, I'm extending it. That will represent my chest line, okay? Now, so I will indicate also now the actual length of my dress. I'm working with 39. I just added extra 2 inches for seam allowance because we're going to hem in it, okay? Yeah, so that's 39 is what I'm working with. So I'm going ahead to mark that down. So the excesses there, I'm going to be trimming that, later on. All right, so the next thing I want to indicate now is indicate my waistline, marking that at 17, and also my hip line at 24. I'm also going ahead to extend that line, although I'm not really going to be using all these lines because I'm not fixing the waistline or the bust line actually, but I'm using one measurement, okay, which is the hip line. But feel free to do yours if you want to indicate your other measurements, okay, but I'm just using one measurement for all. And so that's just it there. So I'm going ahead to indicate also the sleeve length. So you can see me marking down my shoulder width divided by 2. That's 16 divided by 2, 8. And so what I have there is actually 9 inches for my sleeve length. So the extra 2 inches, I'm going to use it to hem my sleeve. As you go along, you understand that, okay? Yeah, so that's just it now. Then I'll go ahead and indicate the neck width of 3 inches and the neck depth of 1.5. So this one is for the back. Then I'll create my curve. So neck width of 3, neck depth of 1.5. Then for the front, I'll be doing a neck depth of 9 inches. Yeah, so I'll mark 9 inches there. I'll go ahead and mark that down. So at that point, I'll go inwards by 1 inches. Okay, 1 inch. So I'll go inward by 1 inches. So just be careful. You don't do more than that. So 0.5 or 1 inches is perfect. So you can see me connecting it to my neck width as well. So this is how the neckline for the front is going to be. Remember, it's a collar and alongside a placket as well. All right, so the next thing now is to fix in my hip measurement, okay? Yeah, so I'm trying to get my hip measurement there, and that's 44. That's what I'm working with, divided by 4, and that's 11 inches. I'll go ahead and mark that down. Then I'll add extra 4 inches, okay? This is a boo dress. I want it so much like this, so feel free to reduce yours if you want to, okay? So 4 inches, so which makes it 15, right? So like I said, I'm using the same measurement for all, so I'm going ahead to mark that 15 inches all the way from the chest line to the waist to the hip down to the length of my dress, okay? I'm going ahead to also connect all those points together so you can see this, guys. So we're almost done here now. So at that armhole point, you can see that angle 90. I'll just create a curve, so that will represent more like my armhole curve there, so you can see, because of course it cut together with the dress. So that's the cut together sleeve, I mean to say. And so guys, we're done here now. So I'll go ahead and cut first the back. For the back neckline, just go through the armhole and all the way straight down, okay? So after that, then I can now cut for the front, okay? Yeah, so I'm going ahead to do that now. You can see me cutting through that, cutting my back neckline first, then the slope. Okay, so I'm just indicating that 2 inches. Remember I said I'm going to be folding the sleeve by 2 inches, so I'm indicating it. I'm also going ahead to notch it as well so that it will be visible when I'm folding. Okay, now taking off that one piece now, which is for the back, then I'll go ahead and cut for the what front neckline. Now, so you can see I'm cutting through. Just be careful you don't go beyond that point. Be careful. Yeah, so going ahead to cut that out all the way to the neck width, and you can see we're done here, guys. As easy as that. I mean, this didn't take time for us to draft, right? Yeah, so see how the neckline looked, and this is for the back as well. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to join the shoulder. So just placing back to the front right side facing each other. So I'll go ahead and join the shoulders. I'll do that first, then I'll come back. And here I have it. I've done that. I've also weaved the edges, okay? So before opening it up, I'm going to be adding a pocket. So I just want to indicate that waistline on the other side, okay, so that I can notch it. So I'm just placing my tape at the top. I already have the lines showing on the other end, so I'll just extend it, okay, and notch the size. So that's where I'll be fixing in my pockets. You can see I'll be attaching my pocket there. Okay, so the next thing I'll do now is just to quickly cut a piece of my pocket. I just need 4 pieces. So I have this my little fabric here. So I'll go ahead and use that for the pocket space. Just I have about 8 inches in width, then about 7.5 inches in length there. 9 inches is actually okay, but this is what I have and it will still work fine. Okay, so you see the way I'm placing my arm, just spread my hand and just trace out a curve and go ahead and cut it through. Then I'll also create a slant, just go up 1 inches on one side, but just make sure that the width of the pocket is 8 inches, at least 7 to 8 inches is fine. Okay, so I'm going ahead to cut. I mean, we've done several videos on this pocket. I also have some of them linked up already in the description box. In case you're not familiar with pocket and cutting and attaching, you can go ahead and watch it as well. So I have 4 pieces here ready. So I'm going to be attaching it to my dress later on. So from that point where we already notched, that's where I'll start attaching what my pocket. Just place it in such a way that the right sides will be facing each other. Okay, like so. You can see. Then I'll go ahead and sew. And so this is what I'm going to do for the 4 sides, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for the 4 sides. Then after that now, then I'll go ahead and make a fold for my sleeve. So that 2 inches that we notched when we're drafting, remember that? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to use to make a fold for my sleeve. Just fold about 0.5 inches, then fold the remaining 1 inch. So if you like, if you want to have it to have that band effect, you can just apply interfacing only on that edge. Okay, on that edge you can apply it. It's optional. So but I'm not going to do that. So I'll just make my fold and that will be it. Okay, yeah, so I'll go finish this up, the sleeve edge, and also fix my pocket. Then we'll come back to fix the neckline and the design as well. And here you can see I've attached my pocket, and of course my sleeve, I've had that fold. You can see neatly done. I've also given this a very good press. So it's time now for us to work on the neckline. All right, so what I'm going to do now is to spread this open. Okay, and so this is what we are going to use. One is for the patch design and one is for the collar. So what I have here is just 5 inches in width. So folded into 2, I have 2.5, but you can do 4. Actually 4 is okay as well. When you fold into 2, then you have 2 inches. Okay, just fold it into 2 and give it a very good press. So the best thing is to measure what you have on the round neckline so that you know the amount of strip that you need. But I know I have more than enough there, so there wasn't any need to measure. I know I'll definitely have some excesses. So the way you are going to place it, you can see what I'm doing at that edge. That edge there, you can see where my hand is. I'm going to place my band there and just make sure that you are starting at least 1 inches away. Not exactly, I see what I'm demonstrating. Just come down 1 inches. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing is just in case, I mean, if there's always need to cut off your excesses. It's better, you can always cut off excesses. So I'm just placing in 1 inches behind. So I'm going ahead to pin everything down. Just carefully take your time and pin it round the entire neckline, and you're also going to stop on the other edge there. So if there's any excesses like I do, I know I'll definitely do, then I'll go ahead and cut it, but I'm not going to cut it out now. Okay, I'll do that once I'm done stitching it all through. Then I can now cut out the excesses. So you can see me stopping at that edge as well. So if I'm also cutting it, I'll cut out like 1 inches away. Okay, yes, so that's just it. So I'll go ahead and sew all this up now. Okay, and once you're done, then you can see how it's already looking like. So I'll go finish this up now and show you. And so guys, I've gone ahead to do the stitch. You can see I've also weaved those rough edges, very important, so I can now cut off what the excesses. Okay, yeah, so that edge there is also important to give it a very tiny notch. So the reason why we are doing this is just to help that collar to be well relaxed at the end there. Okay, yes, so just give it that little notch. And so if we are not going to fix any patch design, you can just make your fold like you see me doing and just give it a top stitch on top of it, and that will be it. You're good to go, right? Yeah, but because we're going to be attaching our patch design, then there's no really need for that. You can just go ahead and place it, on top of it, because we're going to be sewing over it. So here is my patch design now. So what I'm going to do now is to work on it. So this is just for you to be creative. You can do any design of your choice actually, but I just want to work with what you have on the thumbnail there. So what I have here is a square, which means the four sides are equal. All right, yeah, four sides are equal. So I'm going to try to indicate the center point now. So it's 11, right? So that means the center point, which is the midpoint, is going to be 5.5. So you can see me placing my tape. I'm indicating that midpoint 5.5. So I'm just doing this all the way down so that I can get what a perfect straight line, right? So I'll go ahead and rule that down so you can see this now. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is on one edge I'm going to go up by what 5.5. Okay, you can see where I'm placing my tape, going up by 5.5. So that point now I'll connect it to the midpoint, to the edge of that midpoint. You can see this. So I'm sorry if you can't really see the chalking, but I'm sure you can understand what I'm saying here. Just connect it, then come to the other end. Now I'm doing 3. Remember the other one was 5.5. This one is 3. And the same thing, I'll connect it to the midpoint, to the edge of that midpoint. You can see me rolling that down. Then on the same part again, I'll go up and still come down by 3 inches as well, and I'll repeat the same process. But on the other side, there's not. I'm just going to leave it straight like that. Okay, so this is just we trying to achieve what we have on the thumbnail. Okay, yeah, so I'll go ahead now and cut all these lines I have traced out. But here is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cut exactly on the line. I'll cut about 0.5 inches away. So this is what I'll use to make that fold there. You can see what I'm doing, just cutting 0.5 inches away from those slant lines that I've drawn. You can see this, guys. So that's just it, guys. So I'll go ahead and carefully fold it at every single point. All the edges will be folded in. Then the best way, of course, to do this is to use your iron. Then I'll also use my hemming gum. Okay, yeah, that's what I will use. It will help everything to be well relaxed as well. So I'll go finish this up now. And here, guys, I'm done with that. You can see our patch design is ready to be attached now. So I have everything in place. You can see this now, and I am sorry, I hope you can see that I also applied my interface in there just to give it a little bit of structure there. All right, so now that we have done that, I'll go ahead now and place it. Just make sure that you are putting it on the center point. Let it align, and very importantly, pin it down at this point. Pin your part design down so that when you're sewing, you don't have it moving around. So once you've done that, we'll carefully top stitch at the edges, all the edges, and you have everything in place. So I'll go finish that up now. And as you can see, guys, I'm done with that. You can see our design is ready. So all the chockings there, I'll just carefully clean that up. All right, so that's it, guys. We're done. The next thing, of course, to do is to now join the side. So just make sure that everything is well in place alongside the pocket as well. So once you've achieved that, go ahead and sew from the armhole point, take it straight down through the pocket and all the way to the length of the dress, and repeat the same thing for the other side as well. Okay, yes guys, so once this is done, the final thing to do will be what, to hem the lowest point. Just hem it and take it all around. And guys, believe it or not, this outfit is ready. It's as easy as that. Like, this is very, very simple. The only thing that might waste your time a bit is just the color and the part design, which I mean, as you can see, is nothing serious at all. It's so easy to achieve. That is it, guys. We have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and also remember to like, share with friends. I will appreciate this a whole lot. Thank you so much, guys, for always coming back. Thank you so, so much. So till I see you on the next one, have a beautiful day and bye for now.